The main characters of this movie are a brother and his sister. The girl's name is Iris, and she has a younger brother. Their parents died a long time ago, and they were struggling financially. Her brother was suffering from blood cancer, and his treatment required a lot of money. Iris desperately needed funds so she could save her brother. She started searching for a job to support his treatment. One day, she went for an interview at a restaurant. However, the manager told her they would inform her later about the selection. The next day, Iris visited her brother's doctor. She spoke with the doctor about her brother's illness. During the conversation, the doctor introduced her to a man named Shepard. The doctor told Iris that Shepard already knew about her financial problems and her worries about paying for the treatment. She explained that although Iris did not have enough money, Shepard could solve her problem. All she had to do was participate in one of his games, which involved completing dangerous dares. If she won, she would become rich and finally be able to treat her brother. Iris was helpless and had no other choice. At first, she thought the offer might just be some kind of joke. She looked at the doctor for confirmation, and the doctor assured her that it was real. The doctor also told her that Shepard had helped him in the past as well. Iris explained that her brother urgently needed a bone marrow transplant. Shepard calmly convinced her not to worry. He told her that she only needed to attend a party and play a game there. Iris asked for some time to think about it. Shepard told her to inform him before 8 p.m. He promised that if she won the game, she would receive a huge amount of money. He even offered to arrange a bone marrow donor for her brother. After that, Iris left the place. Later, the doctor and Shepard spoke privately. Shepard said that Iris would become a strong player because she had no family left and was fighting only for her brother. He admitted that this was exactly the kind of player he wanted. The doctor warned Shepard and told him that he should not involve her in something like this. However, Shepard handed him money to keep him quiet and then walked away. Soon after, Iris received a call from the restaurant where she had given the interview. They apologized and informed her that she had not been selected for the job. Iris felt completely hopeless because she had no other option left. In the end, she called Shepard and agreed to join his party. Later, Iris went to her brother and told him that she was attending a party with her friends that night. She said she would stay there and return in the morning. Her brother simply agreed. Soon, a car sent by Shepard arrived to pick her up from home. When Iris reached Shepard's mansion, she was taken to a waiting area. There were 8 people in total already present there, including Lucas and Carl. Lucas and Carl introduced Iris to the others. Among them was an elderly woman who was paralyzed. There was also a man addicted to gambling. Another person was buried under heavy debt and needed money to repay dangerous people. A former soldier was also part of the group. There was also a quiet young woman sitting silently in the room. The participants were talking to each other when Shepard's butler approached them. He asked everyone to leave their belongings behind and join the dinner table. As they reached the dining hall, Shepard entered along with his son. The guests were served wine and meat. Iris refused the food because she was vegetarian. She quietly said that she could not eat meat. Shepard then offered her $10,000 if she agreed to eat it. Iris was shocked after hearing such a huge offer. After hesitating for a moment, she slowly began eating the meat. Shepard laughed at her and mocked the situation. He pointed out that someone who had never eaten meat before was now doing it for money. It became clear that Shepard enjoyed watching desperate people sacrifice their values for cash. Another man at the table, a businessman drowning in debt, refused to drink the wine. Shepard asked him why he was avoiding it. The man explained that alcohol had once ruined his life and destroyed his finances. Hearing this, Shepard offered him $10,000 to drink the wine. The businessman refused the offer. Then Shepard raised the amount to $50,000 and told him to drink the entire bottle. The man could not resist such a large amount of money. In the end, he drank the whole bottle. Shepard looked pleased because he realized he had complete control over them. After dinner, Shepard finally revealed the real reason everyone had been invited there. He announced that they would play a game called Would You Rather. In the game, every participant would be given 2 dangerous options. Each person had to choose one option before time ran out. The last person remaining in the game would become the winner. One of the participants asked Shepard how someone would be eliminated. Shepard explained that anyone who refused to choose a dare in time would be removed from the game. He added that only the person strong enough to survive until the end would win. Shepard then told everyone that this was their final chance to leave. He claimed that nobody was being forced to participate. The businessman who had received $50,000 immediately stood up to leave. However, after thinking for a few moments, he sat back down again. His need for money was stronger than his fear. In the end, nobody chose to leave because every person there desperately needed money. Seeing that everyone had agreed to continue, Shepard introduced the first challenge. He called his butler into the room. The butler entered carrying a machine designed to deliver electric shocks. Shepard explained that the man operating the device had once worked as an interrogator who tortured prisoners with electricity. Hearing this terrified everyone in the room. The businessman who had tried to leave earlier panicked and attempted to escape again. Shepard stopped him and reminded him that he had already lost his chance to leave. He told him that the offer to quit had expired. The frightened man still tried to run away. Without warning, he was shot in the head. All the participants were horrified after witnessing the brutal killing. Soon, the first round of the game began. Electric shock belts were attached to the players' heads. The machine was capable of delivering painful electric shocks to to whoever was chosen. Cal was selected first. A belt was secured around his head, while the quiet girl was chosen as his opponent. Cal had to decide which one of them would receive the electric shock. He was kind-hearted and did not want anyone else to suffer. In the end, Cal chose to take the shock himself. Now it was the silent girl's turn. The elderly woman was seated beside her with an electric belt attached to her head as well. When the girl was asked to choose, she selected the old woman to receive the shock. She admitted that she had never been a kind person. The electric shock caused the old woman terrible pain. The game continued in the same way as every participant took turns completing their dares. Lucas received electric shocks twice because he was a kind and selfless person. Instead of allowing Iris to suffer, he chose to take the shocks himself. Eventually, it became Iris's turn. Carl was chosen as her opponent. Iris was also compassionate, so she decided to take the shock herself instead of letting Cal suffer. The pain was extremely intense for her. After everyone completed the challenge, no one was eliminated from the game. The participants were terrified and emotionally exhausted. At that moment, Shepard's son approached them. He laughed at their suffering as if he was enjoying the entire situation. The former army officer became angry and argued with him. He told Shepard's son that he should feel ashamed for what he was doing. In response, Shepard's son warned him to stay quiet or face serious consequences. After threatening him, he walked away. A little later, Shepard returned and announced the second challenge. He informed everyone that they would only have 30 seconds to make their choices. This time, it was Iris's turn first. She had to either crush Cal's foot or stab the former army officer with a leather tool. The ex-soldier told Iris to choose him instead of Cal, because Cal could lose too much blood. Although Iris hated the idea, she struck the former soldier 3 times. His skin tore badly, and blood began pouring from the wounds. Next, it was Lucas's turn. He had to either stab Iris or wound the same former soldier again. Once again, the ex-soldier sacrificed himself and asked Lucas to choose him. Lucas reluctantly hit him 3 times, even though he clearly did not want to hurt him. Meanwhile, Shepard's son seemed extremely pleased by the situation. It appeared that he was intentionally targeting the former soldier to take revenge on him. Soon, the turn came back to the ex-army man himself. He had to either stab Lucas or injure himself again. He refused to harm anyone else and chose to suffer himself instead. As a result, he received the punishment once again. Then another participant took his turn with the elderly woman as his opponent. He had to either stab the former soldier again or stab the old woman in the foot. Knowing the terrible condition of the injured ex-soldier, he decided to target the elderly woman instead. Since her lower body was already paralyzed, he believed she might not feel much pain. However, he accidentally stabbed one of her veins, causing severe bleeding. Then it was finally the silent girl's turn again. She was given 2 options. She could either attack the former soldier or stab any participant she wanted. The girl stood up and asked if she could stab someone anywhere on the body. Shepard replied that he would allow it because nothing had happened to her during the previous round. He also mentioned that her points were higher than the others. The girl then stabbed Iris in the side of her body. Fortunately, Iris avoided a serious injury and survived with less pain than expected. A few moments later, the participants noticed that the elderly woman was no longer moving or speaking. When they checked on her, they realized she had died from her injuries. Her body was quietly removed from the room. After that, it became Cal's turn. He was given the option to hurt himself again or stab Lucas in the foot. The silent girl argued that they should stop helping each other. She said that if everyone kept sacrificing themselves for others, nobody would ever be eliminated. She also questioned how a winner could be chosen if everyone continued protecting one another. Cal eventually agreed with her opinion. He stood up and struck the former army officer 3 times. The injured soldier had already suffered too much pain and blood loss. After this punishment, he became too weak to continue playing the game. As a result, he was removed from the room. Meanwhile, Shepard and his butler began discussing the next challenge. At that moment, Lucas noticed that a nearby door had been left slightly open. He quickly took Iris outside and attacked the security guard standing nearby. During the chaos, Iris managed to escape. Furious about the situation, Shepard pulled out a gun and shot Cal. Then he ordered everyone in the mansion to search for Iris immediately. Although Iris successfully escaped the room, she soon realized that all the doors in the mansion were locked from the outside. A short time later, Shepard's son found her. He began harassing and hurting her. While defending herself, Iris stabbed him, causing him to collapse on the floor. At the same time, the doctor who treated Iris's brother felt guilty for sending her into such a dangerous situation. Filled with regret, he decided to save her. Soon, he arrived at the mansion carrying a gun. He told Iris not to worry and promised that he would help her escape. However, Shepard's butler suddenly appeared and shot the doctor before he could rescue her. Afterward, the butler dragged Iris back into the game room. He informed Shepard that his son had been bothering her. Shepard apologized to Iris for his son's behavior. Soon the game started once again. This time, a large drum filled with water was brought into the room. The players were given 2 choices. They could either hold their heads underwater for 2 minutes or select one of the envelopes placed in front of them. When one participant opened his envelope, he saw the picture of a firecracker inside. Shepard explained that an explosive device would be attached to his arm and detonated there. At first, the man felt relieved because he assumed it would only be a small firecracker. However, his expression changed when he saw the actual device. It was not a simple firecracker at all. Instead, it was a powerful bomb. The bomb was strapped tightly to his arm. Moments later, it exploded violently and destroyed his hand completely. The shock and injuries were so severe that he died instantly. His body was later removed from the room as well. After that, it became Lucas's turn. He selected an envelope that had the drawing of an eye on it. Shepard told him that he would have to cut his own eye with a blade. Lucas was horrified and asked how such a thing could even be possible. He tried to refuse the challenge. However, Shepard gave him only 30 seconds to decide. With no other choice left, Lucas painfully cut his eye with the blade. Then it became Iris's turn. She chose the water challenge instead of selecting an envelope. She placed her head inside the large drum filled with water. Shepard's butler tightly held her head down, making sure she could not lift it out. As Iris held her head underwater, she kept thinking about her brother. She remembered the dreams and future he once talked about wanting to live for. Those memories gave her the strength to continue enduring the painful challenge. She kept telling herself that she had to survive for her brother's sake. Fortunately, the 2 minutes finally passed, and Iris survived the challenge. Next, it became the silent girl's turn. Because she was terrified of water, she decided to choose an envelope instead. When she opened it, she saw the number 4 written inside. This meant she had to keep her head underwater for 4 minutes. The butler forced her head into the water tank. She struggled desperately, but could not survive the challenge. Eventually, she died from suffocation. Now only 2 participants remained alive in the game. One was Iris and the other was Lucas. To decide the next step, Shepard flipped a coin and Iris won the toss. Shepard then explained her final 2 options. The first option was to leave the mansion together with Lucas. However, if she chose that option, she would receive no money at all. The second option was to shoot Lucas and claim the grand reward. Lucas desperately begged Iris not to kill him. He explained that he also had 3 sisters who depended on him. Lucas told her that they could both leave and somehow earn money honestly somewhere else. He continued pleading with her not to do it, but Iris could not stop thinking about her sick brother and his desperate condition. With tears and hesitation, she slowly picked up the gun. In the end, she unwittingly shot Lucas. Shepard and his butler immediately began clapping for her. They congratulated her and announced that she was the winner of the game. After shooting Lucas, Iris lowered her head in guilt and regret. It was clear that she was deeply disturbed by what she had done. Shepard handed her a huge amount of money and informed her that they had also arranged a bone marrow donor for her brother. Later, Iris finally returned home. She noticed that her brother was sleeping because it was still very early in the morning. Not wanting to disturb him, she quietly went to take a shower and freshen up. After some time, she returned to wake him up. However, she was horrified to discover that her brother had taken a large number of pills and ended his own life. Iris was completely shattered after seeing this tragic scene. The movie ends at this heartbreaking moment. The story delivers 2 important lessons. The first lesson is that greed can destroy people and lead to terrible consequences. The second lesson is that relationships and loved ones are more valuable than money.